So, good morning. It is currently like 6:19 in the morning, and I know what you're saying is, James, practice doesn't start until like 7:30. What are you doing? Well, that's a good question. And the answer to that is I have to pick up Gabby, because I'm taking Gabby, my girlfriend, with me to this training camp. It's a stick carrier training camp takeover one, so that should be fun. Justin Palauski's going to be there. Brenton Wren from the Pewtercast are going to be there. Bucks Football Underscore is going to be there. All the stick carriers are going to be there. It's going to be awesome. It should be a lot of fun. I'm going to go pick up Gabby right now. Maybe she'll be in the video. Maybe she won't. It all depends on what she wants to do. And then we will probably get going. And another reason I'm going so early is because I know for a fact that there are going to be a ton of people. There are probably people there right now. There are honestly probably people there right now. So it should be fun. I should be getting there kind of early, and there should already be a line. I literally guarantee it. So yeah, I'm excited. Hope you guys are excited too. And I know it's really dark and you probably can't see me that well, but that's just because it's like 6 in the morning. So yeah, let's get into it today. Alright guys, so just taking a look at practice today, this is still, I'm recording this voiceover on August 4th, 2018, and the first thing that I want to talk about is how freaking fun it was to just see all the stick carriers out. They had a good chunk of the available area, I guess you could say, to do what they want, cheer on. They did a lot of chanting, I thought. Right away, they chanted for guys like Ryan Fitzpatrick, Austin Allen, a few other people. I thought it was really cool. Jason Light, John Ford, this chief financial officer for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you can see here, I was just trying to get an overall view of all the stick carriers because there were a lot of them. And actually, special shout out to Patrick and Emilio. They were two of the people that I met today. We were able to get an opportunity to talk about Bucks football, and it was a lot of fun. I got their opinions on practice, who they liked, who they didn't like, and just overall their general experience. I know they had a lot of fun. I'm sure a lot of these stick carriers had fun as well. You can see a funny story about those two guys. Actually, I just passed by. It was funny because as I passed them by, they were like, "Oh, now we're gonna be on social media," and I was like, okay, I mean, yeah, technically not wrong. I always get awkward recording people because I don't want them to get mad at me, But as you can see, the line was just crazy. The amount of support that the stick carriers have for this team, the amount of love that they have for this team is really great. Stick carriers left, right, everywhere. I didn't get a chance to talk to Justin Palauski that much, but it's always nice seeing him. He's a wonderful guy. He's running a wonderful thing for this fan base. This was the training camp takeover for them, so a huge event for them. And it was wonderful to see the Bucks have such a unified portion of the fan base. And you can just see the line goes on and on. I wasn't in this mulchy area for most of the practice. I kind of tend to stay towards the pavilion area, where I was right there. And players are warming up. They're just kind of getting ready. Another thing that's really hard with recording is trying to make sure that people aren't in your way so you can get good footage. And sometimes that's harder than other days. But all in all, it's not really a bad time. Some things I was impressed with, for sure. Chris Godwin continues to have one of the better training camps. Bernard Reedy made a couple of plays today, just talking about those two. I was very impressed in what they were able to do, and how well they were able to just make plays today. I know Godwin had a very long catch that was very good, and also Bernard Reedy had a long catch that resulted in a touchdown. Just taking a look at the quarterbacks real quick too. Ryan Griffin, I thought, did some stuff that was pretty good today. He did have the occasional mistake here and there, but all in all, I like most of our quarterbacks. When I was talking to Patrick, we talked about the idea of bringing in a veteran quarterback. I still would like that idea for sure. I don't think it's going to happen because I think that the coaching staff does like all three of their quarterbacks right now. And all in all, I think they did an okay job. As you can see here, a lot of quarterback, wide receiver stuff on my end where I was standing for most of the day. It was pretty good. I was really not disappointed with most of the wide receivers. Jake Lampman did get a little shaken up during a play. And shout out to Gabby, my girlfriend, for pointing that out to me. She said that he had fallen down and they were asking if he was okay. It's probably just something minor, nothing to worry about. You know, players fall down, they get a little shaken up. He should be good to go. But I was pretty impressed. They were doing a lot of red zone stuff today. I will say this, the Buccaneers do still need to improve in the red zone. They still have some things that they need to work on in terms of keeping their feet in bounds. That's something I think is huge. As you can see here, they're working on it. Desean Jackson was having himself a fun day, too. He looked like he was really enjoying himself out there. He was dancing a little bit. He looked like he was having a fun time. But like I said, some of these wide receivers, Lampman there was a really nice grab, by the way. Some of these wide receivers do need to still focus on keeping their feet in bounds, and I still think the Bucs have a little ways to go in terms of becoming better in the red zone in general. But I wasn't super disappointed with anybody in today's training camp. Nobody I thought had a terrible day. And you know, there were some standout players. I think this was one of the better days of training camp for the Bucs in terms of overall productivity. You're probably not going to be able to see this. It is on the live stream. If you guys want to watch it, I was able to live stream the entire indoor practice. Even the ref had a nice little run there, by the way. Even during the inside portion of the practice, during the one-on-ones, it was Noah Spence versus Donovan Smith, and you know, the first rep they got into a little bit, they were jaw-jacking, you know, and you guys can watch it back on the live stream, but then the second rep, freaking Donovan Smith just spiked Noah Spence into the ground, and it looked hilarious. And Donovan Smith needs to make more moves like that for sure, because, you know, I've always said he's been inconsistent, and if he can show some of that meaner side to him and really show that, like, he does not mess around, which I know he can do, which he probably does do, he's going to be very nice at left tackle. It was really bad. Some other stuff I liked watching was Ali Marpet versus Gerald McCoy was a really nice matchup today. Marpet usually got the better of pretty much every, if not all, defensive linemen today. So that was pretty nice. Desean Jackson, a little bit too high of a pass there for him. Some other stuff that I was impressed with, again, Bernard Reedy had some good plays. You know, he's trying to go for that. He's trying to go for that punt return, kick return, you know, wide receiver spot. I think he has a pretty darn good shot. I think he's been separating himself from the other groups of wide receivers, like some of these other guys like Lampman, like Freddie Martino, and like a few others. Irv Williams is another guy. Sergio Bailey's another guy. Reedy's sticking out a little bit to me. Reedy, Bobo Wilson, you know, they're having some good days, and I've been pretty impressed with them. Hopefully, if one of them can't make the roster, hopefully they make. You know, dream scenario for me is that the Bucs would carry 7 wide receivers, so we could keep, you know, Watson, we could keep Wilson, and we could keep Reedy. But that would be that might not happen. Mike Evans with a beautiful catch there. It was a pretty nice day for the offense. All in all, everybody looked pretty impressive. Obviously, there will be that live stream where you guys can check out more of it. I don't know if I'm going to be giving post-game analysis for this one, because I want to get this video out. I've been kind of sleeping after I got off, or after I got out of there, because I was very tired. It was a very long day of getting beat down by the sun. The sun's still hot, you know, and here you can see, I think that was Rojo? That was Rojo with a red zone rushing touchdown. Big hole opened up for him. Offensive line has been very up and down, and again, I think that our offensive line matched up against our defensive line. I think our defensive line's winning 9 times out of 10, which is good, but I think our offensive line can hold its own very well, and we're also dealing with some very minor injuries to some certain guys. And even speaking of injuries, Vita Vea, his boot, he looked perfectly fine. He was out of the scooter. Again, I gave a little update to that in the live stream as well. He was out of his scooter. He was walking around in his boot. He was signing autographs. He was putting pressure on, and he didn't look like he was in any discomfort. He looked pretty good. And the bed's not made. You're still getting some post-training camp analysis out of me, guys. Come on now. So, real quick, like I was saying in that voiceover, some guys that like really impressed me today on the offensive side of the ball. You know, Bernard Reedy impressed me really well. Chris Godwin, again, he just keeps on impressing me. You know, those guys had probably 2 of the better days on the offensive side of the ball. And Donovan Smith impressed me a lot today. I thought that he did a wonderful job in terms of the one-on-one type drills. Again, live stream, you can go check that out. those were the top three guys for me in terms of just seeing who was performing well on the defensive or on the offensive side of the ball today. If I had to pick three guys I was super impressed with, again, I know a lot of you are going to be asking. Ryan Fitzpatrick, he looked okay. He looked good. You know, all these guys are they're pretty much looking. They look how they've been looking. You know, they haven't really made drastic changes one way or the other. It just is what it is. So I was very impressed with our wide receiver core today. We have a very deep wide receiver core, guys. I think they are all very good. A lot of these guys have a legitimate chance to make the roster. So that's what makes these last two like wide receiver spot battles so interesting. Because even now, I'm kind of convinced that maybe even Watson's spot is up for grabs. Maybe it's not as locked down as we maybe once thought. Deshaun Jackson is still Deshaun Jackson. He's having a wonderful camp, by the way. I'm very impressed with him. Noah Spence struggled a little bit, not too much. I thought he still had a very good practice. He's still probably the quickest defensive lineman we have, but he was struggling a little bit. I was impressed with guys like Mitch Unrein, Bo Allen. I thought they did very well. They're just bulldozers of men. They just plow right into the offensive line. Will Clark, I thought, made some good plays. Carlton Davis, MJ Stewart still continue to do what they're doing. And yeah, it was all in all a pretty fun practice. I wasn't really disappointed with anybody today. Everybody kind of showed up for practice day. Maybe it was because the stick carriers are there. Maybe they just all, just had a good practice today. Who knows? Who knows? But I thought it was a fun time. I hope you guys enjoyed this vlog style type video again. And if you watched the live stream, I hope you enjoyed that as well. I'm trying to give you guys as much of a look into the training camp as I can. Hopefully I'll have opportunities to do more of that down the line for you. And again, our first preseason game is going to be August 9th. I actually said this in a live stream. I said that, I don't know if I'm going to be able to watch the game because I'm working. I was able to get part of my shift taken. I'll be off at 5:30, so I'll be able to get home, watch the game. Halftime, I'll see you guys for a live stream. And after the game, I'll probably see you for another live stream as well. I'll be doing a preseason game preview. I'll be doing a preseason game review. And it should be a wonderful time. The next training camp, I believe, is August 7th, actually. So in like 3 days. So obviously there's going to be a lot more content August 7th. I hope to see a lot of you guys there again. Shout out to Emilio. Shout out to Patrick. It was wonderful talking football with you guys again. If you see me at these Bucs training camps, do not hesitate to say hi. I'll literally talk with you guys about football. I love talking about football. I'll ask you on your opinions about stuff, like who'd you like, who'd you didn't like. Maybe it'll give me insight. Maybe I missed something, and you guys will say, oh, well, I like this player. Patrick and Emilio helped me out today. They said, a little bit today. They said, I like that guy. And I was like, oh, yeah, what, now that you mention it, he did have a good practice. And, it gives me extra set of eyes, extra set of opinions, and, extra set of ears just to see stuff, hear stuff, and just overall help me take in more of the experiences, take in more information. So you guys are very valuable to me and what I do here on the channel. So thank you so much for all the support that you do, and thank you so much for everything. Seriously, it's greatly appreciated. So yeah, if I see you guys at the training camp, say hi, say, what up, James? And I'll be like, what up? Shout out to Antonio, Emilio, Patrick, all those people, Jessica. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you in the next video, which should be tomorrow. What's today? Today's Saturday. Tomorrow's Sunday. I'll see you Sunday. Yeah, I'll see you tomorrow. Yeah, so anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed. And as always, I will see you in the next video or live stream. But until then, goodbye for now, guys. And as always, go Bucs.